Welcome to the show Gold Squadron Gays. It's the podcast where two Star Wars loving gays talk about and review their favorite Star Wars content while also being gay as hell. I'm your host, Bradley Brower.
I'm your other host, Charles Rogers, and my schedule's fucked again.
Lucas,
again.
Why do you hate us? Why do you hate all YouTubers / Star Wars content creators? Why?
Actually, no, that makes sense. I don't blame them for hating everyone.
Well, at least we deserve half that. Of them, like,
why
are
do you
fine.
Hate us?
Like, why do you
specifically? What's wrong with us that we have to totally? Okay, so during the week, Lucasfilm dropped the first trailer for Maul. Shout out to them for telling us the day before, hey, we're going to drop a trailer. So shout out to them for that. And then they dropped it. And in that trailer, we found out there's a release date of April 6th. It's going to be 2 episodes a week for 5 weeks. And the finale is going to air on May 4th. I like this a lot as a consumer. As a podcast producer, I wanted to rip my hair out.
Oh, I absolutely hate it.
We found a way to make it work. We found a real good stopping point in the season of Resistance, so we could cover that real quick. But yeah, there's a trailer.
There's a trailer.
Cast list. We know a lot more now.
A lot more. Yeah, because when I saw the trailer at Celebration, I still knew nothing. Now I'm like, wait a minute. There's a lot more information, a lot more characters in this trailer than there was at the Celebration. So I'm very excited for this show, for sure. It's just going to be a very busy April, May for us, only because not only do we have to cover all of Maul, and we'll just keep going week to week. We're not going to be able to do 2 episodes a week. I'm sorry. Yeah. As fun as that would be, guys.
You're getting 12 weeks of Maul. You're getting the 10 episodes. You're getting 0, and you're getting the retrospective.
I also, we are going to do a bonus reaction Mandalorian Grogu episode. It's not going to be like a full deep dive. It's just going to be initial thoughts and spoiler talk. Like, that's all it's going to be. It's not going to be like a deep dive yet.
The deep dive will wait when it comes to Disney Plus, because I need to be able to pause and rewind and
write
subtitles
notes
on
and all kinds of stuff.
Take my notes and that's how we're handling movies. That's how we decided we're handling the new movies that come out. We'll do a reaction, and then when they come to Disney Plus, we will break them down.
Exactly.
But we're gonna keep on doing Resistance and keep on working our way through the sequel era when we have the time to do it. No word on The Ninth Jedi. The thing preventing us from doing The Last Jedi, my favorite Star Wars movie. And I'm prepared to come into that movie analysis, prepared to do all sorts of verbal violence. Just wait till we get to The Rise of Skywalker. Everyone is wrong about that movie for all the wrong reasons.
I cannot wait for yet another dagger discussion.
My fucking don't start me. Don't fucking start me on that.
If it makes you feel better, I've seen comments that defend your point, and I was like,
how did they land exactly on the right place? One, the fucking Force. Are you stupid? Have you never seen a Star Wars movie before? And 2, fucking, it says on the dagger where to stand. So, like, I can't get into it. I can't get into it. We have to talk about Maul.
Yes.
We have to talk about the Maul Shadow Lord trailer. It looks great.
Looks great. I'm very excited. There's a lot of, again, new characters I didn't know. If you subscribe to our Patreon, where you can listen to our first little chat in the beginning, we actually broke down season 2 of our things we liked about Percy Jackson, season 2. And one of the actors from the Percy Jackson show is actually a voice in Maul Shadow Lord.
Yes.
Which is, I did not know was happening, or now it's a minor character, it seems.
So Bradley sent me a text. Like, I saw this and I went, I'm not going to tell him. If he doesn't know, I'm not going to tell him until we cover the show. And then he sent me a text like an hour later. Did you know Charlie Bushnell is in this? And I went, yeah, actually, for an hour, I just wasn't going to tell you.
The reason
until
why
we got around to it.
So normally I wouldn't say anything to you because I wouldn't even bother looking at the cast list for the show, because obviously we're going to do a full breakdown and I'm going to talk about each one individually, and we're going to get there, right?
We're going to do our thing.
Have patience.
It's the usual thing.
The only reason why I don't is because I think maybe it was on my BlueSky or whatever. I literally the algorithm knows me too well. Okay. And one of the things that is on my algorithm is Charlie Bushnell updates.
That makes sense.
I don't follow any accounts. I swear to God, he pops up on my feed occasionally. The algorithm knows me too well. And one of the posts that someone made was like, he joins Maul or whatever. Now, to be fair, and I think this is actually really irresponsible for all news. I'm going to say news in quotes because I'm talking about you, all the pop publications and things who always say like so and so's in this show. The problem is the phrasing of how they're saying all these things. They're like, Charlie Bushnell is in Maul Shadow Lord, and then they put a picture of Maul next to Charlie's face, and then everybody freaks the fuck out because they don't think Sam Witwer is going to be doing the voice of Maul, and everybody's crying, and they've done this with almost two different actors now, and I'm like, guys, obviously Sam Witwer is doing the voice of Maul. Relax. There's just other people in the show. It's just because the show is called Maul Shadow Lord, and they're phrasing it incorrectly when they say someone's on the show or in the show or like
Well,
doing a
also like
voice.
he's the face of the show,
Right.
and
So
like
it's always going to be a picture of Maul.
we don't necessarily have an official high quality image. I think the character that Charlie is playing
I don't
is
think he's even
very
in the
briefly
trailer.
glimpsed in the. I think he's very briefly glimpsed
Oh,
in the trailer.
briefly? Okay.
I think he's
It's not a
very,
very
very
good
briefly
picture that
glimpsed
they
in the
could
trailer.
use, I'm sure. So that's probably why. But
No. Well, so trailer's interesting. A lot
right.
of things happening in it. We got a lot more on this Jedi, Twi'lek Jedi, who's going to become Maul's apprentice. She
Mhm.
focuses very, like the trailer is very heavily focused on her.
Right.
We saw that Marak is going to be in it. He's going to
Mhm.
have an actual voice this time and lines,
I know. I'm so low key
other
excited for
than
that.
whoever
Like, yeah.
fucking voiced him in Ahsoka. I still don't
Well,
think I know who
I think
voiced
we
him in
talked about
Ahsoka.
it, but it was like he was just like a sound guy or something. It wasn't like a because it wasn't even the actual physical actor that did the voice because he was
No.
just a stunt guy.
I remember us having an extended debate on this,
Yeah.
but also the weird bird mask Inquisitor from
Yes. 11th brother is
Tales of
showing
the
up.
Jedi. 11th Brother is going to be in
Yeah.
it,
I'm so excited.
which is
Because
awesome
you know why I'm really more excited than anything that they're showing up? Mostly
because you love
because
Inquisitors.
I love Inquisitors, but also because that means that there's probably a decent chance that they're gonna make an 11th Brother Black Series figure, and it'll like add to
Ah,
my Inquisitor shelf select
there it
section.
is.
So I think like that's gonna be really like amazing for me. I love that. Because it's just one more out of the 12 that exist or whatever, and there's only I think I only have half because they haven't made them. So that's the only reason why I care. But I like that they're both in it. They're, in my head canon, since we don't know anything about them, they're gay lovers. I don't know. I don't know what
Of
else to
course,
talk.
of course.
Like,
You put two men that are coworkers on screen in front of you, and you
exactly.
immediately go,
The
they're
two
boning.
gay inquisitors, that's them.
They're boning.
Sorry. I don't have any other
Oh
information, so
Lord.
you can't tell me I'm wrong.
No, the thing that really struck out to me was that they've changed up the animation style a little bit. They're
Okay.
using the same model. So the model design is all Clone Wars and Bad Batch,
Right.
but they've switched up how they move and they've switched up how the world is animated around them.
Okay.
So it feels different. It's a really clever way to use the assets they already have and use the model work they've already done without just doing more fucking Clone Wars.
Right.
It was a great solution. I loved it a lot, actually. What they've done with the lightsabers, where they've got the little bit of they're not like flat anymore, they've got a little bit of a vibration to them,
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
so fucking good.
I need to watch the trailer again. I mean, I obviously we'll do a deep dive when we do episode 0 of the trailer and stuff, but and there's
Yeah.
probably going to be more trailers by then. But
Oh, for sure.
I need to rewatch it again and again and again.
I cannot recommend enough the audiobook for the Legends novel Darth Maul Shadow Hunter, because it
Mm.
is read by Sam Witwer and
Well,
is roughly 12 hours
that's
long.
perfect then.
And you can just have Sam Witwer in your ears doing his Maul voice
I like that.
for, he's not doing it the whole time, but it's Sam Witwer the whole time. Just as my recommendation. If you're looking for something to get you in the spirit
Oh, I thought you were going to say
before the
get you in
Maul
the
show
mood.
drops.
Because
I'm
that would
always in
also
the mood.
work.
I'm always in the mood for Darth Maul. I mean,
I was gonna say that would also work. A little
come
Sam
on.
Witwer
And
action
he's
that would get
no,
me in the mood.
and he's got like a daddy like
Oh,
security officer to be his nemesis, and they
I
can have
actually like
homoerotic
low
tension
key
now.
because they got Manny Jacinto to do that audiobook or whatever, that sexy audiobook. Like now
Oh Lord.
I need Sam Witwer to do one now that he's got his feature show out, like I kind of low key need that to happen.
Yeah, shout out to Shout out to that Manny Jacinto audio book drama thing. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know
I
what
don't
it, but
care.
it's a self-insert. So it's like you read it and like he's talking to
Listen,
you
I'm
in the
just
audiobook.
look, I have a lot of problems with our timeline, but I'm real glad that we live in the timeline where that exists.
You
I'm
know,
just
there
like,
were some janky things that have shifted on the timeline, but this is not one of them.
this is not one of them. This is one of the bright spots. Speaking of not bright spot, I don't know. We're back to being bad at
Okay.
doing segues. What are we talking about? What episode are we talking about?
Today
Because I
we're
feel like
talking
you
about,
and I have just been rambling at each other for
I
the
know,
last
we got to get
40
into it.
minutes. We've got to get into the show.
Today we're talking about Resistance Season 1, Episode 4, Fuel for the Fire. Kaz befriends a sky racer named Rucklin, who pressures him to take some rare and dangerous hyperfuel hidden in Yeager's office. Charles, what's one thing you liked about the episode and one thing you did not?
One thing I loved about this episode, I fucking hate Jace Rucklin. I hate everything about that slimy little motherfucker.
Hmm.
I hate the way that he looks. I hate the way that the design of the character is really good in making me hate him. I'll say it that way. I love the design of the character as a character. I hate his fucking smug fucking face. I hate that man so much. I hate the smug fucking voice that his voice actor uses. We'll get to him. I despise this man with every fiber of my being. Annoying fucking little twerp. And I love feeling hatred deep in my soul because
Oh yeah,
fundamentally I am a hater.
I
And
like it.
Jace Rucklin makes it really easy for me to hate his ass so fucking hard. One thing I didn't like about this episode, some of the slapstick still didn't quite work for me.
Hmm.
I think this is one of my bigger critiques of early Resistance episodes. Conceptually, I don't like where they're up in the air and like they stop and then they do the plummet.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But on the other hand, I also laughed at it, so it did do its job correctly. I don't think they found quite the right balance of slapstick comedy with the actual plot and the stuff that's going on yet. Like I did like the gag at the end a lot where
Well, that's because it's
the
like the joke makes sense. Like it's like a
the joke makes sense.
right, yeah, yeah.
They have set up at the
They
start of
set
the
it up
episode and
and
they
it
have
pay
paid
off.
off at
Yeah.
the end of the episode. And the payoff, the joke is really funny. I did like that joke at the end
That is
where
a good one.
the thing goes over the platform again. But yeah, some of the slapsticks just still isn't working for me in these
Yeah.
early episodes. What about you, Bradley? One thing you liked and one thing you did not.
So I have the exact opposite like and dislike as you. I'm just kidding. I actually really did like Rucklin as a character. He was giving like Malfoy, he was giving Targaryen. Like I just love an evil platinum blonde. Like there is something about like white-haired, like evil fucker. Like it's just I'm chef's kiss. I love a House Slytherin. I love a Targaryen. Like they're funny, they're great, usually sexy. And I love it. Especially like I'm not gonna watch it because I refuse to watch another Game of Thrones show. But the new Targaryen character in the new Game of Thrones show is like a short hot king. Like, well, I don't know if he's short, but the main character is so fucking tall that he's like he seems shorter. But they just introduced him, I guess, in like the last episode this week, and he's so cute. And I was like, that gave me Rucklin vibes. I was like, oh, he looks kind of like what I would imagine that he would look like in live action. Like, if you pull it up, I don't know his name, so I can't tell
I'm
you.
looking for it. Oh, is it Finn Bennett? Oh yeah,
Oh,
he is
Prince
pretty.
Aerion Targaryen, but
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. I haven't watched the show yet. So
I'm not going to. But no, he's so cute, and I'm like, oh, I'm here for this. I'm
maybe I'll
like,
watch the
I
show.
might watch a few clips of him. I'm not gonna lie. Well, because the reason why people are like, oh my God, he's so cute or he's so hot or whatever, is like when he's introduced, he like looks up the main character like up and down, and people are like, oh, they gonna fuck. Like he's like, they're like, oh, he wants to fuck that
Okay, so
man.
maybe I
Like
do. Maybe I do want to watch this show.
I was like,
Uh,
ooh, okay, we'll see. Anyway,
Coming back
I
in
was like, let
from
me
the
get back
cut
to what I
there,
was saying. Yes,
I will say the obligatory fuck J.K. Rowling, but I
yes,
did get in terms of the character design,
it was
Jace was
supposed to
very
evoke.
evocative of
Yeah.
Draco
Hmm.
Malfoy,
I think that was the
which is
point.
a good choice for the character he turns out to be.
Hmm.
That at least in the minds of the audience,
Yeah.
it is calling back to those same like character archetypes. I agree with you. Yes. Sorry. Please continue with your point.
Yeah.
of how
No,
much
he was great. I liked him. I think we pretty much said everything I need to say about that. But the one thing I did not like, I was not a fan of the blue alien joke that kept happening throughout the episode.
oh, that one.
I didn't like it.
Okay.
It was just icky. It just made me feel gross. I did not like it because he was like flirting with Kaz or whatever, like every time, and I was just
She.
like, oh, she. I'm sorry.
That's a
Uh,
she.
well, it's hard to tell with these aliens, but I mean, it was just weird. I did not like. Maybe that's why. Maybe I didn't realize it was a woman, so that's why it wasn't as offensive
I
to me. Like I think that could have been it because now that I know that, I guess it's not as like gross. I don't know why that's not as gross to me, but it was. I just didn't like the joke. I don't know.
yeah, this joke of this much older alien who's
Yeah,
like, you can
it
come
was
bunk with me.
yeah, it was weird. But that was the only thing. And it really, other than that, the episode was really solid. Like it was a pretty in and out like episode. I didn't think anything about it was inherently like bad or anything like that. So I actually really liked it. Yeah, and I hope we see more of Rucklin.
You will. Oh boy, will you see this fucking character. Before we dive into the episode specifically, I want to address 2 points from our last episode. One of them on the thing Charles fucked up, and the other one was some additional context that I was asked to provide. So, the thing that Charles fucked up, I misspoke on the last episode. This is not Hope's fault, who sent me the information. This is entirely on me. I had one thing in my brain, and another thing came out of my mouth when we were recording. So, for clarity, Tam Rivora, who is the engineer that works with Kaz at Yeager's, is the same age as Kaz and Niku.
Okay.
Toradoza, the racer,
Oh, okay.
is 16.
To be fair, we
That
did
was my
say
fuck
we were
up.
going to make that. We said we were going to make that mistake constantly because of the T names.
That
So
that goes back to the T names,
yeah,
to where I mix them up in my head, and it goes back to my point in episodes one episode either 1 or 2, I think it was episode 2, where I
yeah,
said you really don't want to have two main characters with the same first letter in their name,
right.
because your audience will do things like that. No. Tam, about the same age as Kat.
That makes sense.
Tora is 16.
Right, because she's the youngest racer
Yes.
in the thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes so much more sense. Okay.
Additionally, I was asked to clarify. I did shout out when I was talking about the co-president situation going down at Lucasfilm. I did shout out Steph, not from Darkside Divas, and did not quite know how to introduce her, so I introduced her as Steph from First Steps. Hi, Steph, if you're listening to this episode. She did ask me to clarify that when I say of First Steps, she's not actually on the show. She's not one of the hosts.
Yeah.
Longtime listeners will hear her voice, but she's a little more of a shadow producer behind the
I
scenes. She
see.
kind of
Okay.
helps him out a little bit behind the scenes.
She's a Shadow Lord.
So yes, Steph the Shadow Lord.
Steph the Shadow Lord.
But she wanted to clarify that if you go over to First Steps, no, she's not one of the hosts on the show. She's
okay.
not one of the people that makes the show.
People tuning
That
in
was
like,
just
where
the
the
only
hell
way-
is this?
Where the hell is Steph?
Right.
Like, but yes, she did ask me to clarify that. So
Okay.
I do think everybody should go listen to First Steps, a Star Wars podcast. See if you can spot. There is an episode in which they brought her on, so you can hear her on at least one of the episodes. But I do recommend everybody listen to that. They just finished the original trilogy. They just finished Tales of the Underworld. They're about to start The Mandalorian.
Jesus.
It's very exciting. They are coming up on us. There may be a point where they catch up to us. So they might get to Resistance while we're doing Resistance.
That would be funny, actually. Like by the
That
time
would
we
be
finish,
funny.
and then like
I have wanted Andy on this fucking show for
and we
years.
can't.
And we have never had a point where I can ask them,
Right.
like, do you want to be on the show? Because we have not ever done things or talked about things that we can really get into.
I would be
because they
too
haven't
scared.
talked about the original trilogy.
I would be too scared to have them on because I just feel like because I would be afraid I'd say something that like
I
wouldn't even do it on
terrified.
purpose. Like I would
The
just
episode I was on, I
yeah.
was mortally terrified. But one day, I will have Andy on this fucking show.
when Andy finishes
If they
every
want
single
to.
bit of Star Wars content.
Yeah, when they're done with The Rise of Skywalker,
Right.
when they're done with Starfighter, then we can have Andy on the show.
Maybe Visions or something because that doesn't count. So it's
Maybe.
maybe that's my only or maybe if that or if you end up
We'll
doing
figure-
a Legends episode at one point.
We'll figure,
But something.
we'll We'll think about we'll try to find a way to make it work if they're willing to do that. But
Okay.
everybody go listen to First Steps to Star Wars podcast. It's awesome. Steph did want me to clarify that point. Anyway, we can talk about the episode now.
Section 1. It's race day at the Colossus while Kaz finishes repairing an engine in the shop. He wants to abandon the repair to watch the race, but Yeager orders him to finish the job and reminds him of his responsibilities. Trying to work while watching the race, Kaz lets the engine slide off the platform and fall overboard into the ocean. Yeager scolds Kaz for being distracted and warns him that everyone sees him as a mechanic, not a spy, and that being exposed would ruin everything. Kaz storms off.
Yeah, my first note is, oh no, Kaz has to do his job.
Is this going to be a reoccurring theme of just like, oh no, you have to work? Like,
Yes. Because this motherfucker's never worked a day in his life.
did we not just solve this problem last episode? I thought that in all this kind of children's media, that once you learn a lesson, you learn it for life, and then you never have to learn it again.
No, he has to keep learning the lesson. He has to figure out, like, it's a gradual, slow process of him figuring out, like,
The work-life
hey,
balance.
work-life balance. Like, I have to
Well,
actually be a
secret
normal guy.
work-life balance.
I have to balance secret mission and work and life.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
weird, but also, like, part of it too is that Yeager's having to learn to live with Kat.
Right. He's not used to having that. It's
No,
not,
he's used to
yeah,
Tam, who's very good at her job, and Niku, who's very good at his job.
right.
And he's not used to
Actual hard
Kaz,
workers who,
who sucks shit at his job.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeager does have a point about Kaz's cover. Like, I was fully prepared to come into this section
Hmm.
and, like, attacking men for fun, but then Yeager kept talking, and I was like, actually, no, this has turned into defending men somehow.
Again, somehow this
Uh,
happens on this show.
because Yeager's right.
Right.
He's like, dude, you on paper you are a mechanic. This is not the type of place where we can say you're a mechanic. People need to see you doing mechanic stuff. Points to Yeager, I guess.
I guess. And I am the biggest, I'm not a fan of Yeager defender, I guess. But because just so far, he just has certain tendencies and a way about him that seem like a grumpy person. And I don't like that. Now, as we get farther in the episode, we're going to start to touch on things, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I can kind of see where things are coming through the cracks.
We're
Um,
learning some
we're
stuff.
learning more, and he's not just as one-sided of a character that the pilots, of this show make them out to be. Section 2. At Aunt Z's tavern, Kaz vents about Yeager, while Aunt Z says eventually he will find where he belongs. A young man named Jace approaches Kaz, recognizes him from racing against Tora, and strikes up a friendly conversation about racing. Jace introduces Kaz to his crew, Lynn and Gorak, who talk about their easygoing work life and Yeager's reputation as a former top-tier racer. Kaz is surprised to learn that Yeager once raced seriously and accepts Jace's invitation to leave the tavern and do something fun with them. Jace leads Kaz to a hidden hangar with speeder bikes and challenges him to a race, which Kaz eagerly accepts. During the race, Kaz's speeder malfunctions and crashes into the ocean, but Jace saves him at the last moment, earning Kaz's trust. Yeager confronts Kaz for disappearing, and after he leaves, it is revealed that Jace and his friends sabotaged Kaz's bike to manipulate him. Back at the shop, Yeager scolds Kaz for neglecting the engine, reminds him he vouched for him to Poe, and makes it clear Kaz is on thin ice. Nikki warns Kaz that Jace and his friends are irresponsible and a bad influence, but Kaz dismisses the warning and sneaks out of the repair shop.
I love Aunt Z. I love her. She's wonderful. Beautiful character. Less
I,
beautiful is the weird alien hitting on Kaz, which
right.
did inflame certain feelings of, yes, this has happened to me in bars when I was
Maybe that's what it is. I think I'm
23.
just being triggered.
That's
I think that's
honestly that I kind of felt that way too, because you and I have been to the same bars
yeah.
when we were
I think
roughly the same
that's
age.
purely
And I
what
feel
it
like
is.
we've had
I
similar
think I'm projecting.
experiences. Yeah.
I'm fully projecting.
No, this does
I-
actually
yeah,
happen.
Yeah.
Like,
I
and
think that's
people
what it
will
is.
be this forward. It's this uncomfortable.
Yeah. I think I'm being too much of a sourpuss. I'm literally projecting onto the characters, and I feel like it's supposed to be a lighthearted, like, ha 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 ha, she thinks he's cute. Like, that's all it is. Like, and
Which
I need to take
He
it.
is,
I
but
know.
like,
That's true.
yeah, this fortunately, who should sweep in to save the day?
Right.
God's
Yes.
most annoying fucking demon twink. If you don't know what a demon twink is, I would look it up. It's gonna come up every time Jace comes up because this guy's a little shit.
Hmm.
I do want to take note. Now, Bradley, you don't know anything about really where the show is going and where this
Right.
character is going. But I do want to take note of Jace's character design,
Okay.
the way they've chosen to design his model, in that he is this tall, blonde, perfect skin, green eyed, like just absolute beautiful picture. Imagine where you think this is going with this particular character
I
design,
have a pretty good idea with
knowing what's going on in this era
yeah,
and where
yeah,
this
yeah.
character is. It's pretty obvious what this character is going to end up doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars is not subtle
Yeah.
about these things. But hey, do we want to talk about who's the voice of Jace Rucklin and his crew?
Yeah, I have the whole crew.
I've been dying
Do you want me to
to
go in a
talk
specific
about.
order or do you care?
I do not care.
Okay.
Hit me with them.
We'll go in appearance order because we'll just do Rucklin first. So Jace Rucklin is being voiced by Elijah Wood. He is an actor and producer. He is best known for playing the Hobbit Frodo Baggins in Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings film trilogy. But other projects include Yellow Jackets, Over the Garden Wall, Happy Feet, Nine, Tron Uprising, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, etc., etc., etc. I mean, he's literally in a million things that you've seen. I think he started off as like a child star and then
Yeah, so
yeah.
Elijah Wood was born in 1981,
Hmm.
and his first acting credit on IMDb was a music video in 1989.
Yeah, I
He
think it's a
started
Paula
acting at
Abdul
8
music video or
years
something.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Paula Abdul music video. Since then, he appeared in quite a few things as a child actor. Most famously, he appeared with Macaulay Culkin in The Good
That's
Son.
the good son. Yeah.
That's what he was most known for, but he was in a lot of 90s movies as the kid
Right.
who is there. He's in Deep Impact. He's in fucking Flipper.
Oh, that's no. Okay. So I'm glad you said that because I actually forgot to put that on here. That's literally the first time I've ever seen him
Yeah.
is in
His
Flipper.
first film credit role was as video game boy in Back to the Future Part 2 at 8 years old.
Oh wow.
Then at 18 years old, well, he was probably younger because they probably filmed it
They
sooner
probably
because I
started filming
know
it earlier. Yeah.
that at 18 years old, he was cast as Frodo Baggins
Mm.
in The Lord of the Rings, my favorite movies of all time, which is where I know him from. And also famously, in the middle of The Lord of the Rings, he was in arguably even bigger movie when he appeared as the guy in
The
Spy
guy
Kids
in Spy
3
Kids
Game
3D.
Over.
Yep. I remember that
Yeah,
from.
that was fucking crazy. If you were a kid, like at
Hmm.
the right specific age, the moment, like if you were like a preteen at that moment where you're obsessed with Lord of the Rings and you're also still young enough to like also be really into Spy Kids, so you go to see the Spy Kids movie and fucking Frodo walks out. Crazy, crazy moment. Since then, he pops up randomly. He does a whole bunch of voice actor things. He has kind of the Daniel Radcliffe thing of he sort of does weird little movies because he can kind of get away with it.
Right.
But he just pops up in
I
things. And
love
yeah,
it.
you mentioned most recently he was in Yellow Jacket. I love seeing him pop up in things. And when I found out he was going to be Jace Rucklin, I was like, oh, that's so fucking funny. Hey, who else is in this? Who else is in Jace Rucklin's little gang?
One of the other I don't want to say gang members. One of the other crew is uh Gorak, who is being voiced by Eric Bauza. Bauza. He's Canadian voice actor. He mostly known for voicing several Looney Tunes characters and in recent media. So he's been recently doing the voice of Daffy Duck and Porky Pig and other characters. He was also in one of the Toads in the Super Mario Brothers movie. And he's done voices in like Rick and Morty and Invincible. And but he does have a random Star Trek one that I thought you would like that he's in Lower Decks. So he does some voices in there.
And this is not the first time he has appeared in Star Wars, has he?
No, he does have an animated Disney trifecta. He does voices in Marvel's Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and then Iron Man and His Incredible Friends, or what these little kid shows but they're Marvel.
Right.
He also does voices in X-Men '97, so that's a little bit more mature if you need a more mature Marvel. And then Disney shows, he's done Big City Greens and a show called Kif, and he does multiple voices in Young Jedi Adventures. So that's where he's done some other Star Wars thing.
Also in Star Wars, in 2024, he has 3 additional Star Wars credits in the Naboo movie, a live stage reading of Star Wars The Phantom Menace, The
Okay.
Great Camino Caper, a live stage reading of Star Wars Attack of the Clones, and Mustafar Takes Los Angeles, a live stage reading of Star Wars Episode 3. He's Jar Jar Binks as Daffy Duck.
Don't know if I'm gonna count those as Star Wars things, but interesting. I don't know what the
I
point of those
mention
are.
it only because I feel like I need to watch
So
them.
wait,
I feel like I've seen clips from
it's a
them.
reading of the script or something, and they just
It's a
do different
staged
voices.
reading of the script.
And we know he does Daffy Duck's voice, so there you go. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yes. I need to seek these out. But hey, who's playing the third member of Jace Rucklin's crew?
The third member is Lynn Gava, is her name. She's being voiced by Rachel McFarland. Now, the McFarland name should sound familiar. She is a voice actress, but her brother is American Dad and co-creator of Family Guy and American Dad, Seth MacFarlane. Her voice credits include Haley Smith on American Dad. She's done voices in Family Guy as well. She's also really well known for doing voices in the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. She doesn't have a Star Trek, but she was in episodes of Seth MacFarlane's The Orville, which is a parody of Star Trek. So she's
I
very
think it
prolific.
started as a parody
And then it
and then
became an
it
actual
became a
show.
very serious show.
Yes.
I don't know. I've never watched it. I did find that in the Family Guy pilot,
Mm.
before being replaced, she is Meg Griffin. And
Oh,
most
that's right. She did
interestingly,
do the pilot. Okay, yeah,
she did
yeah.
the pilot
Well, I'm not.
before
I was
being
gonna say I've got
replaced.
more. I just we had to stop at Orville because I was
Okay,
like whatever. But
give
uh,
me some more. Give me some more.
Disney animated trifecta. She did do a voice in the Disney series Fish Hooks, and she does voices in Sophia the First and Owl House, which I know that you've seen that one. Um,
I have. I didn't finish it, but I did enjoy what I watched of it.
And then Marvel, technically, it's a video game, and I say technically because the video game it is based on a movie that is also technically a Marvel movie. She did a voice in the Incredible Hulk video game, so kind of a technicality there. Now, this is not her first Star Wars, and again, we have another technical,
Kind of.
kind of not her
It
first
gets
Star Wars.
real fucking technical.
This is probably the biggest contention of whether or not this would count as a Star Wars. She is credited as two different characters, Sice Noodles and Mon Mothma in Star Wars Detours.
So I now need to explain what Star Wars
I
Detours
was
is.
gonna say, I was hoping you would, yeah.
Star Wars Detours was a show that was in like production at Lucasfilm. They were making it and they had finished 2 seasons of it. Like it was done, it was ready to go. And then the acquisition happened. And Disney decided they took one look at Detours and they were like, absolutely fucking not. No. So to this day, years
Yeah.
later, it has never been released. It is
And the
sitting at
few clips
Lucasfilm.
that exist are amazing.
There's a few clips that have come out.
Yeah.
It's a very wild show. There's a lot of people that are in it, but yeah, it's just never come out.
It's
They
crazy.
refuse to release it. So, but yeah,
Yes.
Jace is being backed up by 2 animation veterans here,
Yeah.
voicing the members of his crew,
I love it.
while he is skillfully attempting to manipulate Kaz in ways that someone who is not Kaz would very clearly see.
Right. Because the what
Because he
things
immediately is like, hey, buddy, I
right.
hear that Yeager has hyperfuel.
He's trying to be so slick with it too because I love how they butter him up with the like you actually work? That's weird. We take breaks all the time. Like we have such a good ass job. And then he's like, by the way, so I've heard Yeager was a racer one time. That would be really interesting if he had like super rare hyperfuel in his office or something. Just throwing that out there. I don't know why. But did you know that, Kaz? Did you know that he's a racer? He's really cool. I wish I could see his ship. You should show us his ship.
If people have not read Matthew Stover's excellent Revenge of the Sith novelization, they just released a special anniversary edition that
Oh yeah, have
has
you gotten it
Stover's
yet?
annotations. I have it. It's sitting up on my
Oh,
the
nice.
top of my Legends shelf over here. But I recently finally got to sit down and actually read his annotation, and he lays out how Palpatine manipulates Anakin so effectively and the actual manipulation tactics that Palpatine uses. And he talks about how, like, one of the easiest ways to manipulate someone is to basically give them permission to think the things they were already thinking. That if you tell somebody, you don't try to turn somebody to a new way of thinking necessarily so much as you say, well, you were already thinking this, I'm just validating it. I'm giving you permission to think it. And
So like,
aren't you frustrated with the eager, Kaz? Aren't you frustrated with having to work? You're young. Wouldn't you rather be hanging out with us? And Kaz is like, of course. I definitely would like to do this.
it was, yeah, it was
Random
giving
man
like,
I've just met.
it was giving, you're young and hot and like fun. Don't you want to be young and hot and fun with us? Like,
I did check to see if there were any Jace Kaz fics on AO3 and was definitely pleased to discover that there were not. There was
well,
one
I
with
guess I
one
must
chapter
change
from
that.
2021 that I found.
I must
Let's
change
hold
that.
off on that until you've seen where this is going.
No, that's what makes, see, this is why I like having no information because then I want to make it right. It's kind of like I want you to fall in love with the idea that they would end up together and they're going to be really happy. And then if something bad happens later,
I'm
it
just
makes it
saying,
better.
Rucklin is going to act like a shitty jilted ex-boyfriend for the rest of this show.
Okay. That's okay.
He's going to act like the worst ex you've ever had.
That makes the sex hotter.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, we will come back to the whole Kaz's shitty ex
Hmm.
thing as we progress through the season
Got it.
and through the series. He will show up the rest of the series.
Okay.
We will return to that, but here we see him seducing Kaz to the dark side
Right.
by getting Kaz to go on a speeder bike race with him. Which again, he once he clocks it, like everybody knows Kaz wants to be a racer because he fucking raced
Right. And
early
that's
on.
easy. Yeah.
So Jace already knew coming into this, like, I'm gonna play on Kaz as a racer. I already know this is what he wants. I'm gonna
Right.
give him what he wants. And then he's actually really good at manipulating Kaz because then he sets up a scenario by which Kaz feels indebted to him.
Right.
And that's another way to manipulate people is if you get them to feel like they owe you something. They can trust you. You have their back. Anyway, Jace sucks.
But he's also really smart.
He's also really good at this.
Yeah, he's like really good at this.
He's
Like,
really good at this.
I don't even know how you would come up with this plan. Like it's also there's so many things that can go wrong with this plan too. Like the fact that he's racing on the speeder bikes on the open ocean or whatever, and then like what happens if Kaz doesn't jump at the right time and actually dies and like what you know what I mean? Like there's so many things that could have gone wrong here. Like,
Well, keep that thought in mind
okay.
going forward as we progress through this show. That yeah, Jay seems pretty casual with Kaz's life. Anyway, here's the thing about demon twinks, right? Here's what you have to keep in mind about a demon twink: is there is a stereotype
Okay.
that a demon twink is stupid,
Hmm.
which they act stupid, and in many ways they can be very stupid. But the demon comes partially from the fact that a demon twink is devious.
Devious, right.
A demon twink is a sneaky, conniving little motherfucker. They'll play innocent and victimized and wrong,
Right.
but in reality, they're moving all the little pieces around or they're trying to. And that's why Jace Rucklin is a demon twink. Trust me, I've thought about this. It's not just because he's a twink who's evil. There are layers to this. Anyway, the fucking demon twink tries to blow up Kaz's bike. Then we get the revelation, which I did like. I did like that they were very upfront and clear.
Right.
That they were like, no, Jace is definitely like after the fuel. Like, it's very obvious from the get-go. They
Hmm.
showed us, even though Kaz hasn't figured it out, because Kaz is getting the things he's getting validation from Jace.
I mean, getting
He's
validation
getting
from hot men is
attention.
not a bad.
Uh,
I mean, I totally understand. I
This
mean,
is this is one of the most bisexual things that Kaz has done in the show so far is to
right.
be easily suckered in by an attractive man who validates all of his feelings while simultaneously trying to kill him.
And I'm not mad at it. Again, I don't want this to become the Defending Men podcast of
I
it.
don't blame him.
I
I'm
don't blame
not
him at
saying
all.
I'm not like I know things about where Jace Rucklin is going, the characters within the context of the story, and you do not.
I
So
mean, I will
we'll
probably
get
never
there.
turn down a Targaryen looking motherfucker. He seems really
You might with this motherfucker by the end of the show. I'm just saying, I will be treating him as Kaz's shitty act for the rest of the show. And he will progressively get shittier. But Kaz does have people in his life who are not shitty, one of them being Niku,
yes.
who is completely correct in everything he says. And Kaz just dicks him around because he's being an asshole in this
Yeah,
scene.
he's like, which is funny because now it goes back to the whole Niku is, innocent or doesn't understand things. But in this moment, Niku fully can recognize the inauthenticity of Jace and his friends. Like he's like, wait a minute, like they are manipulating you. They are not good
Mhm.
people, and I can tell that from how they just are. And that's interesting because like he just seems like he would be kind of the person that you would write as like, oh, he's getting manipulated by Jason and his friends because he doesn't understand that their kindness doesn't actually equate to actual kindness. Like, but it's funny that Niku can recognize how they're actually manipulating Kaz.
Yeah, which I liked a lot. Niku has turned around very quickly between last episode and this episode.
Yeah.
And Kaz is just a dick to him because he's falling into the Jace Rucklin trap,
Yep.
which, look, at 22 years old, 21, 22, if a man treated me with anything approximating validation of my feelings, this would have worked on me.
I
This would
like it.
100% have worked on me. Don't blame Kaz, but he is being an asshole here.
Section 3. Kaz reunites with Jace and his crew in their hangar, where they show him Jace's new racer. Jace admits his racer still cannot match Yeager's and expresses a strong desire to see Yeager's ship up close. Kaz agrees to sneak Jace into Yeager's private hangar. At the shop, he secretly lets Jace into the Yeager's private office. Inside, Kaz discovers holograms revealing Yeager's past as a New Republic pilot and that he once had a family, making Kaz feel guilty. Kaz fails to access the locked hangar door and suggests leaving, but Yeager and Tam nearly catch them when they enter the office. As they escape, Jace secretly steals Corellian hyperfuel. Back at the hangar, Chase proudly shows Lynn and Gorak the stolen Corellian hyperfuel and hides it when Kaz arrives, while BB-8 remains suspicious.
So I did check. Is Corellian hyperfuel coaxium? Yes.
Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, I figured.
It is the same thing. Is the same stuff as in Solo: A
Just
Star Wars
different name.
Story.
Got it.
They've called it something different. Coaxium can also be known as Corellian hyperfuel or simply hyperfuel. This is also why Tam talks about only having a few drops of it.
Right.
That if you overuse it, it could blow the ship up.
And if
She
you've
does
seen
also call
Solo,
it
you know.
hot sauce,
Yeah.
which is very funny.
Yeah.
So it can also be known as hot sauce, apparently.
Hot sauce. I like it. Well, I'm glad that it's something I know though. Like it's not just like, oh, this is any different than any other hyperfuel. Or whatever. Like, no, this is coaxium, so we know that this is a very explosive, very powerful stuff. Just from
Yes, and we know if
watching
we've
the
seen
movie.
Star Wars. I
Yeah.
checked. This episode came out the same year as Solo: A Star Wars Story, several months
Oh,
later.
okay.
So
So that makes
audiences who
sense.
had seen Solo: A Star Wars Story would have known what coaxium was and known what the
Perfect.
hyperfuel was. Yep. We see Yeager's racing trophies, so we see that Jace was not making that up. He is actually a very accomplished racer.
Hmm.
He's got them all lining the walls, and then we get some information about Yeager's history. We find
Right.
out Yeager was in the rebellion.
Yeah, we scroll through his Instagram posts on
We
his
scroll through his Instagram and we see that he was a pilot in the
Right.
rebellion at the Battle of Jakku.
Right.
Not a battle we have heard of by this point before if we're just watching the movies.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So the Battle of Jakku is the final battle in the Galactic Civil War. It is the definitive victory of the rebellion over the Empire.
Okay.
We've talked about it a little bit. It was relevant in The Mandalorian because after this battle, Grand Admiral Ray Sloan fucked off with the rest of the Empire and they eventually became the First Order.
Got it.
Yes. So that is the last battle that Yeager fought it with the
So
rebellion.
this is
And that was
canonically
some
the
time
first time
ago.
you see it
If you're watching the
in
visual
order.
media in order, yes. The Battle of Jakku has primarily shown up in like books and comics and games.
Oh, okay.
That has shown up in a lot of books and comics and games. A lot of the overarching story arc of the Battle of Jakku, how it happens, was originally written in Aftermath Empire's End, the third Aftermath book.
Oh, okay, okay.
But it has gotten told and retold 100 times. It shows up in Lost Stars. There's a very cool thing. It's a final mission in Battlefront 2's original story campaign. And if you are listening very carefully to Com Chatter, you will hear references to the Aftermath books, to Lost Stars, to a bunch of different things in Battlefront 2. Very recently, they did a comic series about it. I haven't read it. If we're watching through our sequel era, we want to keep the Battle of Jakku in mind. That it was
Okay.
a huge battle. A lot of the Imperial and Rebellion ships got destroyed. Particularly, a lot of stuff crashed on the planet, and there was a
Mm,
ton of it.
right.
So it's still there. And
Got it.
that'll be relevant when we get to The Force Awakens.
Obvious. Okay, cool.
We also find out that Yeager had a family.
Had being the operative word
Had
here.
being the operative word. Doesn't have a family now.
Right. Wonder what happened. Guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll have to keep watching and find
Guess we'll have to keep
out.
watching the show to find out.
And then my final note for this section is fucking demon ass twink, referring to Rucklin pilfering the
Pilfering
hyperfuel
this hyperfuel, yeah.
while Kaz's back is turned.
And I like how he does the thing where you hide it behind your back and you have to like awkwardly like shuffle out of the room like so you don't turn
That
around.
was a slapstick gag that did work for me.
I like that.
That
That was
one
funny.
worked.
That one worked. Yeah, that was funny. Section 4. In Yeager's office, Bucket discovers the hyperfuel is missing, alerting Tam and Niku, who explain its extreme instability and deadly danger if misused. Kaz realizes Jace stole the hyperfuel for his race and understands that Jace is in serious danger. As Jace adds the hyperfuel to his racer despite warnings, Kaz races through the Colossus to stop him. As Jace prepares his racer for launch, Kaz and BB-8 rush through the Colossus using maintenance shaft to reach him before the hyperfuel is used. Kaz confronts Jace at the launch pad and forces him to eject moments before the racer explodes mid-air. With no parachute, Kaz and Jace are saved from falling into the sea when BB-8 grapples them and Yeager helps pull them to safety. Jace lashes out at Kaz for destroying his racer, denying responsibility for the theft and vowing that their conflict is not over. Kaz takes responsibility with Yeager and offers to accept being fired, but Yeager keeps him on, acknowledging that Kaz is a good person despite his flaws. Kaz returns to work with Niku and Tam watching the race nearby, only for the engine's parts to fall off the platform yet again.
So, with regards to Kaz's spy mission on the station, I do want to take note of the fact that he is taught in an earlier section, like, hey, you can crawl down into the vents
Oh,
and you
okay.
can move around the station in the ventilation system. It
Interesting.
will let you move around.
So this was them kind of like seeding that in this
This is kind of
episode.
seeding that. This is building that here.
Okay.
Every sort of episode, Kaz gets another tool in his tool belt
Oh,
that he can
clever.
use for future spying. And this one is, hey, buddy, vents exist. Now, Ezra Bridger was just born knowing this.
Right.
Like, it's in his DNA. He's in the walls. But Kaz had to figure it out.
No,
So
but
Kaz has
it
now
seems like
learned.
yeah, it'll come in handy later on.
Sure will come in handy that vents exist. And of course, Jace took the fucking parachute out.
They seeded that, I think it was in the last section where they were like, yeah, we removed all the
Yeah, we've
stuff
removed all non-essential components. And of
non-essential,
course, they're
which
like,
is that not an essential component to a
have you ever seen the inside of a race car?
no.
Look up the inside of a race car sometimes. That is stripped fucking bare and not fucking comfortable.
Right.
And it's the same principle as you strip out anything that's not like absolutely necessary to make the car go faster.
Right.
But then these dumbass kids, because they're fucking early 20s idiots,
Right.
stripped out the parachute because they didn't have anybody to tell them, hey, buddy, you're going to probably need the parachute.
I love it.
Anyway, I don't have a lot of notes on this whole scene
I
with
have
the
a few.
flying and the ejecting.
I'm fine with some of it. I have a problem with the BB-8 thing.
Oh, yes, the BB-8 saves them.
BB-8 saves
BB-8
the day, Ex Machina.
again.
I don't like it for two reasons. One, he's not R2D2. I don't like the whole he has to save the day because he has this fancy gadget that we didn't know existed, and then now he has one, and now it's forever
Well,
cemented
it's
in
the
the thing.
same one we saw in the last episode.
Oh, that's true. He did
We've
pull up the
literally
thing
seen
with
him
the.
use this
You're right. He
before.
did use it before.
We have
Um,
seen it. It does not come out of nowhere.
okay, fair enough. The only difference is he was picking up a comm with the grappling
That
hook the
was
first
my
time.
question.
This time he's picking up two 130-pound twinks. You know, like I don't know if the balancing act is really working here. Now, granted, Yeager has to help BB-8 pull them up. So, and he's a pretty big dude, so I would assume, yeah, he's pretty strong. But BB-8's a soccer ball, and he doesn't have a lot of traction when pulling. I don't know. It just was weird. I did not like it. It was giving a little slapstick in that it was kind of like they stop in midair and then they fall once they realize that they're falling kind of thing. Like I I know that's not exactly how it goes down, but it was giving that vibe of like, you realize, oh no, I'm falling. And then he catches them and I don't know. I didn't like that as much. Because I just don't like the whole BB-8 saves the day thing because it was just kind of like he didn't really do anything else the rest of the episode, so it was kind of like what was the purpose of having him be the savior of the episode? Like I understand Yeager doing it because he was like the whole reason was that he stole his fuel and it was like he should be mad and he shouldn't actually help him, but then he's helping him and it's like a whole thing, right? It's like, but yeah, BB-8, I don't know why he's just kind of here just because he can save the day with a grappling hook that we saw last episode. So I guess it makes sense, but I don't know. I don't love it.
Okay.
That's really all I had
Well,
for that bit. I mean, other than yeah, they kiss and make up and it's whatever and Yeager's like yet again like, "Oh, Kaz, oh dear, you're such a cool little
so
guy."
my next note too is that Jace fucking storms out after Cass saves his ass.
Right.
Jace fucking
From
storms
literally
out
dying. Yeah.
from literally dying. Jace fucking storms out and rather like a fucking demon twink, rolls up and is like, "You fucked it. You caused me to fuck up. It's not that
Right.
I fucked up.
Right.
It's that you caused me to fuck up. Because nothing is my fault. You see where this is? It's like nothing. I don't
Mhm.
do anything wrong. I am the victim here. Never mind that was my own stupid choices and you saved me from not dying. No, no.
Right.
So then they have their whole big messy breakup in the hallway. Jace is like, this is not over.
We'll
Oh,
ruin the
he does
day.
say, and this will come up.
Okay.
He does say, I poured my savings into that racer.
Oh.
All of my money was in that racer. I am broke.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
That will come up. That Jace Rucklin becomes poor because of his own stupid investment decision. He
Got it.
clearly had enough money to buy a racer and then fucked the racer up. Blames
Mm.
Kaz for it, storms off, and he will be Kaz's shitty ex for the rest of time. We do see a shot when Yeager is talking to Kaz. When he says we don't want attention on us right now, he looks up at the tower. There is a mysterious man standing on it.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about the little teaser of I wonder what's gonna be in that.
Who's that? What's going on there? Tune in to find out. And finally, we do see that even though Yeager is like, no, Kaz, you do need to work, like, he does compromise and say, like, okay, you need to do your work, but you can do it out to watch the races. Like, he does understand, like, he can't just work Kaz to the bone all the time. He's got to give Kaz a little bit of, like, entertainment, enrichment. He's got to have the ability to, like, relax somewhat. And so I thought the episode had a really strong ending. I was very happy with it. A lot of setup in this episode.
I see that. Yeah, it
Setting
seems
a
to be
lot
like
of things
yeah,
up.
things that'll come up later on with the Yeager
Yes.
stuff and then Jace being introduced. I see that.
We've
And
seeded
then
some ideas of like the
yeah,
tower is
the
watching.
tower's watching. Right. Yeah,
The tower is watching. So that's going to come up in later episodes. Do you have any final thoughts on this episode?
Sure. Well, I'm surprised you skipped this section, which is the writer director,
Oh,
but
fuck
I
me.
mean, that's
Okay.
I didn't even look him up and I was like I thought you were just going to handle that from now on, so I just kind of let you do it, but
Oh, okay. Well, Bosco, I looked up how to pronounce this earlier. I think it's I think you're not supposed to pronounce the G.
just Bosco
In,
N or just but
I
you
think
say
it's Bosco. I'm
Okay.
not 100% sure on that. That was just when I Googled it earlier. He is pretty much just directed Star Wars stuff.
Okay.
He had previously worked in the art department as a storyboard artist. There's a lot of storyboard artists who move over to director, but he's a storyboard artist on Star Wars: The Clone Wars season 1 and 2, and on the movie, and then directs seasons episodes in seasons 4 through 7. Worked on pretty much all the Lucasfilm animation shows. He's worked on the Bad Batch. He's worked on Rebels. Just a whole bunch of stuff. That's who's directing our episode. Our writer is Eugene Sun. Eugene Sun has written a lot of animation stuff, written a lot of Marvel animation stuff. Couple things I want to shout out. Most recently, he has contributed scripts to episodes of The Legend of Vox Machina on Amazon. And he has, I'm looking to see if he has a Disney trifecta.
Oh, he does have a Disney thing. It's called Miles from Tomorrow.
Oh, okay, so he does have a Disney
It's a
writing
Disney Junior
trifecta.
thing. So,
Nice. Okay.
but yeah, there you go.
Yes, that is who wrote this episode. So now, Bradley, what are your final thoughts on this episode?
All right. My final thoughts on this episode. I like the character. I think of Rucklin. I think he's great. I like having an actual antagonist, I guess, for once. That's not just pirate number 3 or grumpy alien number 4. Like, so far, the antagonists for the show have just been kind of minor people that, yes, I know that some of them are going to come back, like the pirates or whatever, but so far they have been a very lackluster in their threat level, I guess I should say. And then with the First Order stuff is just kind of brewing in the background. It hasn't really become a true threat yet, because we haven't really seen a lot of scenes. So I'm kind of biding my time until they become more of an actual antagonist for the show. But right now, Rucklin has been the first true, like, this is going to cause the character strife. Like, I like that. But if he's going to keep coming back, I'd like that he's an interesting character enough to where he is the thesis to Kaz. He is literally the opposite. And so I like that. You always need an opposite character. You gotta have that.
Foil. It's
A
called a
foil.
foil.
Yeah, you got to have that to your main character, and I feel like that's what Rucklin was designed for, and I like that a lot. So, yeah. What about you?
So Star Trek Deep Space Nine
Oh my God. Okay, no.
is no. There's I'm going somewhere with this. So Star Trek Deep Space Nine is a Star Trek show that is set on a space station. I was reading about how one of the draws of setting the show on a space station rather than setting it on a ship, because this was the first show that left the Enterprise. They said one of the benefits to it was that characters couldn't move on from the consequences of their action. That if you look at an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, the characters would roll up on a planet, do a thing for 45 minutes, and then leave somebody else to deal with those consequences. And the allure of Deep Space Nine was that there would be cascading consequences throughout the show. That you couldn't just next week is not going to be, oh, we're on a different place, so nothing we did last week really matters. Resistance kind of has the same thing going, and yeah, I agree with you. This is one of the first times we really feel like one of Kaz's actions is going to have long-term consequence. Because Rucklin hates his ass.
Right.
Now. And Rucklin's going to be a problem.
Right.
Going forward. How will he be a problem? We don't know. We'll have to see. Don't Google him. It will spoil where this is going.
He's gonna get another boyfriend that's hotter, and then he's gonna come back and be like, "Look, Kaz, see what you could have had," and then that's what's gonna happen.
No, we'll get there. We'll get to how badly Jace handles this breakup.
Okay, I'm excited.
Alrighty. Well, what are we covering next week, Bradley?
Well, you kind of said it earlier. They kind of spoil it a little bit in the episode. Next week, we're doing episode 5, The High Tower. So I wonder what that's about.
I wonder if we had a shot of the giant Doza Tower.
Right.
I wonder what the episode's going to be about. So I'm excited. So stay tuned. Pluggables, Bradley, reality TV, does a whole bunch of them. I'm just going to run down the list until he tells me there's a new one. You can watch Married to Medicine, that is currently airing on Bravo. You can also watch Temptation Island, Queen's Court, King's Court, The Circle. All your cool ones aren't out yet.
I know. I have to keep some stuff a secret, which is really annoying, but
So I guess I'll keep plugging those other ones. I have another show. It is a Star Wars TTRPG called For Light and Dice. That just finished its second season. Go listen to that. It's really good. I also write books. Those are called Beach House Studios. You can find them on Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, your local library, etc., etc. Cool. All right. Well, I'm tired. I have no interesting outro. Run the socials. Thank you for listening to Gold Squadron Gaze. Did Charles fuck something up? Email us at goldsquadrongaze@gmail.com and let us know. You can follow us on BlueSky, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Gold Squadron Gaze. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Gold Squadron Gaze, where we post full episodes of this podcast. If you like the podcast, you can also rate us and review us on your favorite podcast app of choice. Please join us next week and every week for another episode of Gold Squadron Gaze. You want to do a clap real fast?
Okay, ready?
To
One,
sync our audio.
two, three,
Three.
clap.
Fuck. Are we doing 1, 2, 3, clap?
Wait, yeah. 1, 2,
This
3,
is our in clip,
clap.
by the way.
Okay,
this
ready?
is our in clip, by the way.
Okay.
We'll go 1, 2, 3, clap. Ready?
1,
You're
2.
doing it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, clap. Welcome to the
That
show,
didn't
Gold
quite
Squadron.
register. Let's
I'll
do
figure
it
it
one
out.
more time. Okay.
I'll figure
Fuck
it out.
it.
I don't care.
Fuck it. We've taken the necessary precautions.